have some really exciting news here in the Edelbrock booth. Edelbrock has just dove into the supercharger market with their E4 supercharger. I'm here with Rob Simons. And Rob, tell me about this supercharger. This is amazing news.
Well, Edelbrock has wanted to get into the supercharger business for some time. It's pretty symbiotic with what Edelbrock does. All the components you can see here are all aluminum castings. And with our huge foundry we have in-house in our huge machine shop, it just makes sense to be able to design a supercharger, be able to make everything in-house in the USA, and be able to really be competitive in the market.
And I see there's some pretty interesting features here as far as the supercharger's design.
Yeah, we've really incorporated several unique features into our design, starting with the Eaton TVS rotor group, which is brand new on the market. It's cutting edge of supercharger technology. 4 lobe rotors, 160 degrees of twist. It's one of the most efficient supercharger rotors on the market. We've packaged it in a unique way as well. As you can notice here in the cutaway, it's inverted, it's blowing upwards, and what that allows us to do is have these nice long straight runners for minimal restriction. We have a full 15 inches of runner length. Also, by bringing the intercooler up above the supercharger, it allows us to get a lot of width and a lot of area, cross-sectional area in our intercooler to minimize our air charge temperatures. So we have a full 110 square inches of intercooler area here for bringing down the air charge temperatures. Also, you'll notice it's a unique inlet and drive system in the front. We call this the front inlet, front drive system. This allows us to both drive the system and intake the air on the same side, the front side, which is most logical for packaging because your airbox is typically at the front of the car, and obviously the belt drive is at the front of the car. You'll notice this nice straight inlet path here, which minimizes any restriction into the supercharger. It fills both rotors equally, and it's a huge design, very straight, and it starts with our 85 millimeter electronic throttle body, which is included in the kit. That makes sure that the supercharger doesn't have to work any harder to pull the air into it before it compresses the air in the plenum. Also, we strive to minimize restriction after the supercharger, further maximizing the efficiency of the entire package.
Edelbrock is claiming that this supercharger system has the most power per PSI of any supercharger on the market. How are you doing that?
Absolutely. People in the supercharger world like to talk about boost pressure. And the common misnomer is that more boost is better. And that's not true. Boost is actually a measure of restriction. If you look at this kit here, it only produces 5 pounds of boost, but produces 466 horsepower and 439 foot-pounds of torque. If you look at this design here, if I were to restrict this runner design down to half the size, your boost pressure would go up, but your airflow would go down. So the inverted design that I described earlier and the free-flowing inlet and outlet paths allow us to minimize restriction after the supercharger and therefore minimize the boost pressure for a given amount of airflow. And that means the supercharger doesn't have to work as hard to produce a given amount of airflow, and that airflow is at a lower temperature.
And what vehicles does this supercharger kit fit on right now?
Currently, the first kit that we're releasing is for the 2005 through 2009 Mustang, and it will be fully 50 state emissions legal for all of those years, including the ones equipped with the factory carbon trap.
Well, this is a really exciting new product. Tell me, how much is it going to cost us?
Well, one thing we were able to do by doing everything in-house and making it here in the USA, in our foundry, in our machine shop, is keep all of our costs low. So you're going to be able to buy this at a retail price of $57.95, which is very competitive in the market right now.
Was Vic Edelbrock involved at all in the production of this supercharger kit?
Absolutely. Vic's been really excited about this product. He's been involved in the whole design process, both in how it looks and the design itself. He's been a great mentor.
Well, why don't we go talk to Vic himself? Of course, no Edelbrock product is complete without Vic's stamp of approval.
Well, thank you very much, and it's great to have a name that we have and to be able to put it on the product that's right below me here. We're very, very, very excited. We've been looking at some type and form of supercharging for about the last 5 years, and we finally hit on it. Rob Simons is just great with his ideas and his engineering ability. And I'm right there behind him looking over his shoulder, and then the real thing is when you get in a car like this and get to drive it and really feel the performance. There's just nothing like it. We really, really have a home run winner here.
Well, Edelbrock sure is stirring things up in the supercharger market. Be sure to check them out on edelbrock.com.